So today I'm actually going to take a break from Ask a Coach and do something a little fun for you guys. Today I am rating 5 Law of Attraction quotes and telling you what I really think about them. If you're the type of person who spends a lot of time on Pinterest, you have seen these quotes before, and I think this is just going to be really fun for me to go through them. So let's get into it. What's up, friends, and welcome back to Ask a Coach. My name is Jen Stevens. I'm a spiritual life and business coach, and this is my weekly YouTube series where I love to answer your questions. Ultimately, I am here to help you create the life of your dreams by using the power of your mind, and the tools that I use to teach that are all about mindset and manifestation. So if you are interested in becoming your best self and making your dreams come true, then be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Today we are talking all about Law of Attraction quotes, and specifically I am going to rate a few of the quotes that I see very often on Pinterest. If you don't know, I am very much active on Pinterest. I have stuff happening there all the time. So if you're not following me on Pinterest and you're a Pinterest kind of person, make sure you come over and follow me over there. But these are just quotes that I found out there, and if you have spent a lot of time on the platform, I'm sure you have seen these quotes as well. So I just thought it would be fun for me to go through each one and to tell you what I really think. So the first Law of Attraction quote I'm talking about today is, thoughts become things. So you've probably seen this one floating around before, or maybe you've heard it from another manifestation teacher. And this one is kind of a tricky one because it is kind of true and kind of not true. So what do I mean by that? Okay, well, thoughts, yes, are important. Thoughts are the genesis of so much. And one of the things that I use to teach on this is to just look around your room right now and look at all the things that are made and designed by a human. All of those things were originally just a thought in someone's mind. And that is kind of a wild thing to think about. So yes, thoughts can become real things, but not all thoughts actually do. If it was that easy, we would be manifesting all kinds of weird stuff into our life all the time. I mean, we have all kinds of thoughts going through our head. I think, what's the number, like 60,000 thoughts a day? And let's face it, many of those thoughts are not great thoughts. A lot of us tend to be in the pessimism side, and I could talk a lot about why that is, but just know that you are not alone if that's the way your thoughts are going. The thing is, if we were manifesting every single thought into reality, you would have really crazy results because we tend to look at the world in black and white. For example, maybe you're going through your morning and you're having a great day and you're thinking all these happy, amazing thoughts. And then you go into your regular cafe to get your coffee and the barista drops it on your foot. And now your shoes are full of coffee. And instead of being that happy person that you were just 5 minutes ago, now you are really angry and upset and thinking about, I can't believe this happened to me. That's just kind of a small example, but we do this stuff all the time. We, tend to live in really happy, bouncy land, but then it takes very little for us to go down the negative spiral and to take that negativity with us for the rest of our day. So fortunately, we don't manifest that fast. And fortunately, most of those thoughts that we have are fleeting. They don't actually become anything because we don't keep them around. The things that really do become real are actually your beliefs. Your beliefs are really just thoughts that you've thought over and over and over again. And those are the things that you will manifest into your reality without even realizing what you are doing. So kind of your thoughts will become a reality, but not every thought will. And that's actually a good thing. So I teach a lot more about this in my Recode manifestation program. We teach all about beliefs and how to change up your beliefs so that they align with what you really want. So if that's something you're interested, then be sure to come over and join me over there. But for the purpose of this video, all you really need to know is that not every thought is something you need to worry about. It is really just important for you to focus on your beliefs and to really manage those beliefs in order to manifest what you want. The second Law of Attraction quote I'm talking about today is, you attract what you feel. And again, this is kind of right, but it doesn't quite give you the whole truth of the situation. And yes, feeling is energy, and we are constantly manifesting things into our world based on our energy. But it isn't just our feelings that are energy, it's also our beliefs, it's also our words, and it's also our actions. So when I see this, this is kind of true, but it isn't the entire truth. And for me, what personally makes more sense to explain how the law of attraction really works for most of us is to say that self-worth is manifestation. So if you feel like, I should be rich, I should have all this money, this feels good, that feeling alone is not going to be enough to bring that money that you want into your life. You need to work on the self-worth that is below that. And that is the subconscious stuff. That is the stuff to do with your identity, with your past experiences with money, with your limiting beliefs. So really, your self-worth and all of the things that self-worth touches on are so much more important than just your feelings. This, again, is really important to remember, because I know that there's people out there who are maybe experiencing a bout of depression or anxiety, and they're thinking, well, I keep thinking negative thoughts and I keep having bad feelings. So does that mean I'm going to manifest bad things into my life? The fortunate answer is no. It is more your self-worth than your feelings. So you can still do this manifestation work even if you're having anxious thoughts, even if you're feeling depressed. The thing to worry about is working on your self-worth, not just feeling good all the time. That's a good start if you can get there, but if you can't, it's okay. Just work on the inner game. Okay, law of attraction quote number 3 today is, do not give your past the power to define your future. And yes, I totally agree with this quote. And what I really think this means is that most of us fall into this trap. We make the mistake of thinking that we cannot create anything in our future that we haven't done already. So if you are limiting your potential based on what you have already done, you are basically just going to live from your past, and you're never going to figure out what else you're capable of. So it is really important for you to remember this, because our brain loves to trick us up. Our brain really likes that feeling of certainty. That's really what's going on. And that means your brain doesn't want you to go try new things. It doesn't want you to take a chance. It doesn't want you to get out of your comfort zone. But it is outside of your comfort zone that, of course, that is where all the good stuff happens. That is where real growth happens. And that's when you can find out just what you are actually capable of. If you buy into the fear-based stories that your brain is telling you, and I know your brain is telling you these things because every single person has the exact same problem, you will never escape the comfort zone. You will never find out just what you are capable of. So yes, it is really important to become aware of this and to start creating and planning your future based on your potential. So based on things that you haven't done yet, based on things that you have no proof that you can do. That is the important thing, because again, if we try to be realistic or, limit ourselves to what we already know to be true, that is just a really great way to trap yourself and to stay stuck at the same level. Okay, law of attraction quote number 4 is, if you desire it, it's already yours. So no, unfortunately, I don't think this one is as easy as it sounds. And that is because a lot of the time, our desires are not exactly what they seem on the surface. One of the things I like to point out is that so many people come up with the exact same manifestation goals, and the money goals are really what comes to mind here. People love to manifest one of two things that I've noticed, which is a Lamborghini or $1 million. So it's not that there's anything wrong with those two things, but I think that people kind of buy into a complete fantasy about what these things mean. You think that having the Lamborghini or the $1 million is going to make you feel rich, feel successful, feel respected, feel like your parents are proud of you. But there are so many other things that will give you the feelings that you are really after. Most of the time, our desires are not quite as cookie cutter as that. And you can start off the journey with something a lot smaller than a Lamborghini or $1 million. So when people come up and they read this quote, like, if you want it, it's already yours, they think that that's all they have to do. I just need to think about my $1 million or my Lamborghini and it's going to show up. And that's really misleading because, as you know, if you've watched many of my videos, I teach so much inner work that doesn't look like anything on the outside, but it is really a lot of important stuff. It is really work, and it is really required for you to move forward and to start to change your magnetism. Thinking that you just need to desire something and that it's already on its way to you is missing the important part of the equation, which is going inside, getting reacquainted with ourselves, discovering our authentic desire, and doing the healing and reprogramming work we need to in order to call these things in. If you do not do that basic stuff, the desire is just like another thought. It is not going to change your magnetism. You actually need to take this whole manifestation equation into your hands and to start to do the work. So yes, unfortunately, I think this quote is a bit misleading. It's not completely wrong, but it is definitely misleading. And again, if you want to learn how to do all that stuff I was just talking about, come on over and join me in Recode, because I go into it step by step with you and give you all the tools you need, whether that's money, love, success, whatever. So I really suggest you come on over and join. Okay, the final quote I'm going to do today, and this is an actual quote from an actual verifiable human. And the quote is, "We don't see things as they are. We see things as we are." And that's from Anais Nin. And yes, I completely agree with this one. This one totally gets it correctly. In any area of your life, the big problems that you are seeing are not really just problems in the outer world that we need to figure out how to fix so that we can feel better. What is actually happening is we are always seeing things mirrored back to us that already exist inside of us. So this is actually a really good life hack in the end, because when you can figure out that creating happiness and success and whatever else it is that you want, it is not about you waiting for everyone else in the world to act exactly the way you want them to so that you can be happy. The more important thing is to learn how to be happy and to figure out what all those things are that are bothering you about yourself, and then work on healing those. And that will honestly give you so much control over your life, so much control over your own happiness and your own success. This is not the way we've been taught to look at the world. We have been taught to look at the world like we are a warrior and, going to battle, and we need to win every battle. And the way we win a battle is by making people do what we want them to. But that really doesn't work out. So as always, and this is the core of what I teach inside Recode as well, it is all about reflection. It is all about healing. It is all about getting into your shadow and looking at what's in there, because honestly, that is the stuff that will change your life so much, and you'll stop seeing so many of your shadow elements projected in the world around you when you do the healing work on yourself. So yes, this is a great quote, and it definitely is pointing you in a good, healthy direction. Okay, so that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this. It was fun to do something a little bit outside of the box, and maybe I'll come back in a few weeks and do 5 more quotes. There are no coincidences, and I know you are brought to this video today for a reason, so I hope that you took whatever it was that you learned today with you in your heart and go ahead and apply that to your life. It is so important that you don't just watch video after video, but that at some point you come and actually apply what you're learning to your life. That is how you'll actually make a big difference. On that note, thank you so much for joining me here today. I really do appreciate you spending the time in your busy week hanging out here with me. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want more, I will be back in next week's video. So send me your coaching questions or send me any other ideas you might have for a video. I'd love to hear from you guys. And other than that, I'm wishing you an amazing week of manifestation magic, and I will see you soon.